Hello and welcome back. This exercise introduces working with the clipboard, find and replace, and special pasting. So the first thing I want to do is click in A2, and let's say I wanted a copy of salespeople. So I select A2, and up in the clipboard I'm going to choose copy or Control C, and then it shows the marquee around it. That's what just been copied. Before I paste it, I'm going to click the clipboard launcher so that it opens on the left hand side, and then I'll click in A12 and I want to paste it. Now I can click this yellow clipboard or Control V, or I can click right here and get salespeople. Then let's say I didn't want it to have that shading or the larger font or font coloring. I can choose, I'm in A13 now, and I'll choose the down arrow so that there's more options, and I would choose match destination formatting so it's without the shading. So you could use different versions of it, Control C, Control V, and so forth. So I'm going to undo just to take that off. The other thing, I'm going to start at the top, so you could do Control Home, get you to A1. I can close the clipboard. Remember, the clipboard would show up to 24 items. I often, just for an example, I'm in A5, and if I were to delete this, I would not use the delete key on the keyboard. I would use cut here. And that way I could type something else, but I would always see it here. So I'll just click into the next cell. Escape gets rid of the marquee. So what the cut did, it wouldn't take this out unless I typed in a new name here. And if I wanted to get Tom, what was that name before? I had cut it so it's always here. If you press delete, you don't see it in your clipboard. So this is very useful. So if you decided later, what was that name I had before? It's in your clipboard, so I can just replace it with Tom. So I prefer to use the clipboard, have it open, and use cut rather than pressing delete on the keyboard, because delete will not show it here. And it'll always show up to 24 items. So I'm going to close out of here, go back to A1. Now I want to look for, I know this is a very short worksheet. There could be thousands and thousands of rows, but we're just is very short. So I'm just looking for in this worksheet to find Tom. So on the Home tab there is a Find and Select, and I'll choose Find, and I'm looking for Tom, and I'll choose Find, and it takes me right to it. Now I'm going to click Replace, and I want to replace it with Tommy. And I'm going to choose Replace All because I know there's only one. It should tell me that one's been replaced, and you can already see it replaced there. So I'll click OK and close out of here. A very useful tool to change the name, all of the names that appear a certain way. So let's say we wanted to copy everything in this worksheet except for the date. So I'm just going to press in A10 and just press delete. So I'm going to select all of my data, and then I'll choose copy, and then I'll come down to A12 and I'll go ahead and paste, and you have the same thing. Why do you have the same thing? Well, maybe you wanted to change this to 2022 so that you have two different versions. So let me come back up here, and you can see that you have the values, and then we did the formula. It was equal sum B3 through B6, C3, so forth. Now if I come down here, it's not going to be of these, it's going to be the ones above it. And you'll notice it's a B14 through B17, C14. So it picked up where the formula needed above the total. It knew that it's new rows B14 through B17. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this again, but do something different. So I'm going to go ahead and choose copy, and I'll come down a little bit. But this time I'm going to go to this to special. And what I want to choose here is values only, and then click OK. So it does take the fancy formatting away, but what I want to show you is you still see, doesn't have the accounting format either, but you still have the correct totals, but when I look in here there's no formula. So in case you wanted to make a copy and not share your formula, you could show the value, just not the formulas. And one more, so I'll go back up here and do copy, and then I'll come down a little bit. Now this one, under paste, under special, you're going to choose transpose. and then click OK. And this just doesn't fit, so I need to make that a little bit larger, and right here as well. That's what the hashtags mean. And what it does, it also, salespeople is too large, so I'd have to make that bigger too. So what it does is it takes the names that were on the left-hand side and puts them at the top as the column headings, and then takes the months that were the column headings and puts them on the left-hand side. So it's the same information. You can see Quinn had all $22 and you can see it right here, all $22. So it just, you don't have to retype it, you can just change the layout of it by using Transpose. So let's take a peek at doing these same features in Google Sheets versus this Microsoft Excel. So for this one in Google Sheets, the first thing I'm going to do is look for Tom and replace it with Tommy. And again, you don't have the same ribbon, so you have to maybe click to search to, oh, there you see under Edit, there's Find and Replace, or Control H, and I'll tell it to find Tom, find, there it found it. Now I'll tell it to replace Tom with Tommy, and I'll choose Replace, and it's done. So now we'll do the copy and paste. So I'm going to select all of the data and choose copy. Again, you don't see it in the ribbon, so I'd have to choose edit. There's copy, and then I'll click right here and edit, paste. And there I have it. Let's check our formula. You can see that it's B3 through B6. Same thing here. This one picked up on B12 through B15, C, so forth. Good. So let's select it again. And this time copy, and then come down a little bit, and I'm going to choose edit, special paste, and values only. So again, it takes away the fancy formatting, but what I'm looking for here, it's the same amount, but there's no formula if you want the formula hidden. And then the next one is to transpose. So I'll copy again, edit, copy, come down a little bit, edit, special paste, and choose transposed, and there you have it. It's showing the names as the column headings, and the rows names are the months of the year. So there you have it in Google Sheets. Thank you.